Hello again, everyone. Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the Full Circle Racing Designs 22 Next Gen mod. And we are at the old Infineon Raceway, or I guess you could say the new before they went to the carousel. We're skipping the carousel this week for 12 laps here at Sonoma behind Bubba Wallace in our X4 Tides of Avarice Camaro. Brandon is on that right lane, a few lanes up in that number 27A Shock Toyota you can see right there. And we have Denny Hamlin on the pole, and we are not going to be pitting, I don't believe. So, oh wait, no, that's Eric Almirola on the pole. Outstanding, waiting for that green flag, and green flag is out, waiting for the line, and we could jump to the left, but that would put us 3 wide in this first left-hander. We're not going to be doing such things as these. Up the hill, and Brandon offline just a bit, but he's still on that preferred inside lane into Austin Cindric just a bit. Oh, we have Briscoe pushing us out into the, whoa, see ya, Tyler. All right, so kind of a checkup. Let's take a look and see what happened, and let's see why old Tyler Reddick got the short end of that stick. So we were on the left side, 3 wide, kind of a squeeze play between us and Chase Briscoe, and Reddick got sent around. A little bit of damage for those cars, but everything is clear. A little bit of damage on the track, but everyone gets it back rolling. But coming down the hill for that right-hander, we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to our right side behind Austin Dillon, and really carrying that speed off, and Stenhouse can't get the power down. We can get to the right side here, down to second gear, nip that curb just a little bit and set up well through the S's, but with Austin right to our left, we can't get the ideal line through these S's, so we're going to be slowing each other up. And finally, Austin rolls out, gives us the line, and we can get out to the racetrack, and you can see single file all the way in front, and those leaders are going to really start putting down some good lap times. So we need to be smart about this. Charge into 11 if we've got the inside line. Late braking to the inside of Daniel Suarez, and oh, Suarez looked like he wanted to put Bubba Wallace to the 3 wide. So a nice twofer there, and a good launch off of 11 through the front straightaway. We can get under Kevin Harvick, who has a little bit of left side damage, and get set up for the hill. So a productive first lap for us. Brandon is there going through that right-hander now in front of Ryan Blaney. So Brandon making positive gains toward the front as well, and set up well through this right-hander. I think I'm pretty decent through here. If we can cut that, you can see Martin slow up a little bit. We can take advantage getting down to his right side, power down and complete that pass, and we might be able to get Austin Cindric as well. Nope, we're going to be too far back on that. So much better approach to the S's this time around, single file. This is where you can lose a lot of time or gain a lot of time on the racetrack, especially if guys are too wide in front of you. And pretty straight launch, no pressure from behind, and everyone is pretty evenly spaced, which is what we want to see to get some fast laps in, not be slowed up by anyone. Let's look to the right side, see if we can get Austin in this braking zone deep, braking down to second gear, and hopefully our gearing will allow us to launch off of turn 11, and indeed so. So another one for us, and William Byron is next up, followed by Joey Logano and the road course ringer Chase Elliott behind his buddy Ryan Blaney. Quick double downshift into second gear, and this right-hander at the top of the hills where we can make up a lot of time. Let's just make sure that we are close enough to take advantage of any launch that we get. You can see how Byron sort of swung wide and lost a little bit of speed, and this is where I think we can make up the most time on folks, as well as turn 11 and that launch. Byron fighting back on that left-hand side, though, and that's going to screw our S's up if we can't put the power down and get around him. Nope, he's going to be there, and a little bit of a lockup in front. And yeah, Byron has messed up our entire S's, and he actually got the launch on the exit, bringing Austin Cindric back close to our rear bumper. Right side's in the dirt just a little bit, but if you have any sort of wheel into the car when you get into that dirt, it is very easy to get it sent around. Hard launch off of 11. We'll see if that gearing does pay off. And indeed, once again, the very short second gear for us pays off in the end. Nearly reaching out and touching that left-hand wall. And now it is Joey Logano right in front with Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney. Looking for Brandon. There he is behind Kyle Busch. So Brandon's still holding station in his position. Kyle Busch having a decent run. But the leaders are still up in front. It kind of looks like Almirola in front of Kyle Busch, and perhaps the leader, Denny Hamlin, out in front of him. So Brandon battling for third now on the inside of Kyle Busch up there. If they run side by side through these S's, that will allow Ryan Blaney to catch up. And Brandon drops back behind Kyle Busch. It's one of those things where you don't want to give up the spot, but it's better for both of you if you do. Brandon might press the attack going into turn 11, just as we will on Joey Logano. Oh, missed that apex. We're drifting out. Have to get much slower through that turn, but luckily no one right behind us to take advantage of that little slip. Oh, and Kyle Busch is up. I wonder if Brandon got into him. Let's take a look at what happened to Kyle. So yeah, Kyle Busch in turn 11. Brandon just throws it in there and gets it back straight. I guess no harm, no foul. If Kyle gets back up to Brandon, he might have something to say. But that allows us to get a really good drive on Joey Logano. Might be able to look to the inside, and indeed to the inside of Ryan Blaney as well. So Kyle Busch's loss is our gain. Got a twofer right there. So that should put Brandon into third place with Eric Almirola and Denny Hamlin leading. And indeed, there they are. Oh, and it looked like there was another car up front, so Brandon may be running fourth. Let's get that run off the top of the hill. Good approach on Chase Elliott. Not close enough to take advantage just yet. And we'll have to stay single file through the S's if we can't get him into this right-hander here. No, not close enough to do that. We'll follow Chase through the S's there. Brandon with a little right rear wheel spin, trying to get that power down, and Chase Elliott is pressing that attack. And Brandon is looking a little free in that rear end, sliding through the corners, trying to get that power down. We'll see if Chase Elliott tries to make the move on turn 11. Brandon puts his left sides in the dirt, but doesn't kick up any. So not too awful aggressive. Brandon defending on the bottom. Chase Elliott rolls to the outside. We'll see if we can get the old crossover going. Indeed, the second gear pays off, and we will make the pass on Chase Elliott. And that may be Larson up in second, so put us in fourth and fifth. Denny Hamlin up front, Kyle Larson in second, Eric Almirola in third. Brandon with a little nip on that, the right side there. And we have a little bit of time to catch the leaders. We just need to be a little bit faster than them, half a second to a second each lap. And from race pace, I believe we do have that pace, especially if the leaders get racy with one another through the S's. We'll be able to make up a ton of time. So right now, Brandon will be showing the way, and we'll be trying to defend on Chase Elliott, who is still hanging back there ever so close. So if we make a mistake, Chase will be there to pounce. Trying to get through, and Denny Hamlin already going through the right-hander at turn 10. So we've got about 7 to 8 seconds to catch up, it looks like. Which there's enough time that we can do it. If we can improve like a second a lap on these guys, depending on how hard they run, we can do it. Especially with our launch off of turn 2. Brandon and I have the same setup, so we're both getting the big advantage off of turn 11, trying to close that gap. And we're just going to keep an eye on Eric Almirola and see if he starts getting bigger in the windshield. Getting that power down well, and this is where I think we can make up a lot of time. And it almost seems like we have a better turn 1 than those guys. We seem to catch up quite a bit before that left-hander going uphill. And indeed, Eric Almirola is within just reach out and touch him distance. And we're leaving Chase just a little bit, so the lack of pressure from behind is helping me concentrate and keep eyes out the windshield and not the mirror, because if you're looking up at the mirror, you might miss your marks. And we don't want to end up doing that. That is for sure. But yeah, Denny Hamlin's going through turn 10 there. So we might have caught up a second to a second and a half that lap. And if we can keep up this pace, which I think we can since no pressure from the front or the rear, locking up the right front just a little bit. We're certainly not out of the danger zone for Chase Elliott just yet, but picking him up and laying him down, and we're much closer to Eric Almirola, and this will bode well if Brandon gets stuck beside Eric. We'll be able to reel them both in fairly quickly. Get the car rotated and pointed in second gear is seeming to be the key here. Brandon scraping a little bit in that compression. And getting that power down. Brandon right there on the attack now, following him through the right-hander. Now, if Brandon decides to make the move going into the S's, that'll be great for us, but Brandon stays in line. Yeah, we don't want to sacrifice any time by going side by side through the S's, but I believe Brandon's going to make the move in turn 11. That's going to be the next opportunity, but he got a little loose there. Car wiggled out from under him a bit. Couldn't stay right on that rear bumper. And you can see Hamlin going through turn 10 there. Probably another second to a second and a half. Oh, we touched the dirt just a bit, lost a little bit of speed. But our second gear is going to be doing the work here. Coming out of turn 11, a little bit of body contact. Some side-by-side action. Brandon should get clear there on the launch, and indeed he does. We'll be able to take advantage and get to the inside of Almirola just the same before we start heading up the hill. And indeed, Almirola drops back a bit. We just kiss that inside wall a bit, making sure that we are on the inside. Almirola drops to the left. Second gear will do the work almost into us a bit. And this is where we need to sort of pull away from Eric before we get to the S's. So Brandon marching forward on Larson and Denny, and you can see how far they've dropped back to us. I don't know if we're going faster and everyone else is just going slower, or we're just that fast alone. Nip that curb a bit, and we're not under attack from Almirola, so all is well that ends well. We kind of need Larson to get up there and start pressuring Hamlin a bit, and that would open the door up for all four of us, possibly even Almirola back there, depending on how hard they want to fight. But it looks like we maintained through that, so Hamlin very fast through the S's. That's going to be a hard position to defend for sure. Whoa, really lock up that right front. Might be trying too hard here. Let's let the car do the work and get good launches and help this this transmission do the work for us here. But Brandon within striking distance of Kyle Larson now, and this is going to be close. I think he's going to be close enough to get him on that right-hander that skips the carousel. We'll just try to keep it pointed as best we can, get the good arc through the right, and see if we can catch up to these guys, let it drift out a bit. And indeed making up a lot of time there under braking. So we have to go single file through the S's, but Brandon is not going to go single file through the S's into Larson just a bit. And now with them side by side, we're going to be much faster. Brandon gets it back in line. So we've caught up to Larson close enough to press the attack at turn 11. And if Brandon opens that door, we will walk through it as well. Let's just not blow turn 10 here. Let it roll through the right. Good pivot. And power down, and Brandon goes to make the move. Nope, drops back in line. A little bit of a lockup there to the inside of Brandon, and we have even gearing, so we're not going to be able to drive Brandon off the corner, but we can out-drive Larson. Brandon to that left-hand side, and we're following through. Oh. Into the wall just a skosh. We're not in trouble just yet, though. We can make that pass going into the right-hander after the top of the hill, or even, into Larson just a bit. He was slow in the compression, fights back, tries to push us off the racetrack. Okay, I see you there, Kyle. We're going to slow up early and get the crossover. Try to get power down, let this second gear work for us, and We're almost doing what Brandon did last lap and charging that inside. Hopefully we can get clear before the S's. And indeed, we got a good launch, pretty well straightened that corner out and got that launch in front of Larson and got to the racing line, and Larson dropping back, but Brandon putting pressure on Denny Hamlin, the leader now, so we're running up in third, and Brandon is caught up to Hamlin a ton. Let's see if we can close up any in turn 11, and we're definitely going to catch up to Hamlin a little bit closer with this second gear pull that we got. Brandon trying hard, out to the wall, we almost follow him through. And white flag is out, one more lap to go, and Brandon putting the pressure on, and we're going to try to catch up. If they go side by side, we'll be right there, so we're not out of the race just yet. Especially if we can get a good launch at the top of the hill and into that right-hander. That's where we seem to make up most of our time. We caught up a little bit there. Good apex and letting the car drift out. Brandon looking to make the move. And made up a lot of time under braking, just a little bit of curb, and we managed to keep the power down. Brandon going for that inside move into Hamlin a bit. Oh, and Hamlin turns Brandon. Brandon off into the dirt, and we are going to have to try to Tony Stewart this thing and catch up to Hamlin in the last quarter of a lap. We'll see where Brandon comes across the line and see where he comes out when the race is over. Straight line turn 10. Good pivot, power down. I don't know if we're going to be close enough. Let's go for it here, looking to the inside, and oh, just missed Hamlin. But we're close enough to make that second gear work. Go, 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 power down. And indeed, we had the torque and the upper end of second gear to make the pass. We led all of about 30 feet, and we took the win. Let's see where Brandon ended up coming out. So through that right-hander, Brandon into Hamlin just a bit. And you can see Hamlin right there turn to the right and got into Brandon and sent him out to the wall. We followed through. So there's fourth place, fifth place. Chase Elliott goes by, and a little bit of a gap to Ryan Blaney. Oh, and Ryan Blaney into Brandon. Flying 360, grab a gear and go. Wow, what a last lap for Brandon. And making the charge into turn 11. I'm sure Brandon is none too happy right now. We'll see if he can get under Logano. Yeah, 8 wheels are better than 4. Oh, Logano up into the tires just a bit. And let's take a look at your top 10. So we will take the checkered flag in first. Denny Hamlin in second. Third place, Kyle Larson. Fourth place, Eric Almirola. Fifth place, Chase Elliott. Sixth place, William Byron. Seventh place, Kyle Busch. Brandon comes across the line in 8th. Ninth place, Joey Logano. And rounding out your top 10 is Austin Cindric side by side with Kevin Harvick. So a Tony Stewart-esque move, but we actually got by Hamlin clean. Unlike Tony that got in side by side. It was that second gear that won us that race. It was Brandon's for sure, but we will take that win. So the points after Sonoma, that is our 5th win of the year, tied with Brandon. Tyler Reddick is your cutoff driver. Chase Briscoe just 2 to the good and only 7 back to 20th place, Kyle Busch. So the race for 16th is really heating up, and we head back to Nashville next week for a typical 1.5 miles. I hope you'll join me for that, but like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for Nashville. Take care.